After undergoing various cosmetic procedures to be skinny, Kailyn Lowry learned an important lesson that she wants to share with her fans, and more importantly, her 7 children. The Teen Mom 2 alum posted an Instagram video on Monday, January 6, that documented her recovery from a recent breast reduction surgery. She first told fans that she was having the procedure done in December 2024, but admitted in her update video that she also had lipo 360 and a tummy tuck while under the knife. "I pray that my kids never struggle with their body images enough to mutilate their bodies to be skinny," Lowry said as she choked back tears. "I think a little nip and tuck in terms of a nose job or a boob job is ok, but to go through this to be skinny is mental illness, truly. And I say that with the most respect to anyone going through it. I'm struggling this time around." The former MTV star previously had a Brazilian butt lift and tummy tuck in 2016, among other cosmetic procedures, including neck liposuction over the years. "I don't know if it's because I have a daughter now, but not just my daughter, my sons too," she continued. "I don't want them to ever experience this level of body dysmorphia. I was basically willing to go to any length and do this over Christmas break to be skinny." Lowry pointed out the poor timing of her surgery. Since the operation took place in another state over the holidays, her fiancé, Elijah Scott, couldn't be by her side the whole time. "I was willing to go to any freaking length for it," she reiterated. "I don't think that's something people talk about." She continued, "I was going for a breast reduction, and I was like, I should just add some lipo 360, add some tummy tuck. My scars were fine. My old tummy tuck scar and C-section scar were fine. I realize I shouldn't have put Elijah through all this." To conclude her video, Lowry admitted to her followers that she was struggling. However, she wiped away her tears and assured them she was going to suck it up for the rest of the day. Then, she ended the post with a warning: "Think once, think twice before you get plastic surgery." Although she's in pain from the procedure, the mom of 7 says she doesn't want to get addicted to pills. Teen Mom alum Kailyn Lowry is setting the record straight after undergoing a tummy tuck, saying that while she's got severe bruising in my butt cheek, it wasn't a BBL or a Brazilian butt lift. Where 5 days post-op, she began in a TikTok posted Feb 1. Lowry, 31, clad in blue pajamas, walks through the hallway of her home explaining that "I'm trying to taper down on pain meds. Don't want to get addicted." She adds, "I'm severely uncomfortable," and that her close friend Sterling Black was on hand to help me take a shower, and then I'm going to do lymphatic massage, but I am getting around, just a little uncomfortable. Later in the video, Lowry explains that "I did not do a butt transfer or BBL or anything like that. But because we did a tummy tuck revision to combine my C-section scar with it, I have severe bruising in my butt cheek." She also offered some advice: no matter what surgery you get, sharing, make sure you take laxatives or Miralax or whatever else. As she talks, the caption "Speaking from new experience" pops up on the video, perhaps a reference to the constipation that can come from specific categories of pain meds. Lowry added that she was headed into the shower and shared a final shot afterward wearing bandages that extend past her neckline. "I'm in pain," she says, adding smiley face emojis, before showing off her beverage of choice, prune juice mixed with Miralax, presumably to help with the constipation. The tummy tuck comes on the heels of her breast reduction surgery, which she had last December. Following that procedure, Lowry shared her struggles with body dysmorphia, saying, "I think a little nip and tuck in terms of a nose job or a boob job is okay," she said. "But to go through this to be skinny is mental illness, truly. And I say that with the most respect to anyone going through it. I just pray that my kids never struggle with their body images enough to mutilate their bodies to be skinny," she said. The mom of 7 children shares 1-year-old fraternal twins Verse and Valley and 2-year-old son Rio with her fiancé Elijah Scott. She is also mom to 15-year-old Isaac, whom she shares with her ex Joe Rivera, 11-year-old Lincoln, whom she shares with ex-husband Javi Marroquin, and 7-year-old Lux and 4-year-old Creed with her former boyfriend Chris Lopez. You might remember Kailyn Lowry from MTV's hit show Teen Mom 2. But today, she is known for her incredible powerhouse skills in the media world. Kailyn is the ultimate mom boss. She's published 5 books, including a New York Times bestseller, created the Kailyn Lowry podcast network, starred in 3 hit shows, has a massive loyal social media fan club, and she's a mom of 7. From books to babies, Kailyn is living proof that supermoms truly do exist. Kayfie Mom connected with Kail to discuss how she built an empire while staying grounded, motherhood, and her business endeavors. Kailyn shares that from the start of Teen Mom 2, she knew there would someday be an end. I never wanted to be back in a homeless shelter or find myself in another place of desperation, so I sought out what I could do next. I started with my degree. Nobody could take my education from me. I was the first mom in the franchise to earn a bachelor's degree, Kailyn tells Kayfie Mom. She tried certain things and failed. But her passion projects like the Coffee Convos podcast quickly became something bigger. Now, it's become the 3rd largest show on the podcast network. Kailyn slowly started to find herself through therapy and other means, which was how she eventually figured out what she liked outside of mothering, which was her love of reading. This self-discovery was both accidental and intentional. She started reading on planes when she was alone and had the time, and the intention to stop scrolling aimlessly on her phone and put her time into more productive things. Kailyn shares that the biggest growth of her enterprise and the Kailyn Lowry network was in 2024. Fortunately, between having present fathers to her children and an equal partner in the home, she's been able to manage responsibilities both in the home and related to work. As for Kailyn's business, her best friend, Kristen Hook, is her solid right hand. They've been able to maintain everything on their own up until this year. The Killer Network recently expanded and hired 6 new people. They are so excited to see what they will be able to do moving forward. Kail says that one of the hardest pills she's had to swallow as a mompreneur was realizing she wasn't able to make every practice for her kids. For a long time, she was going to literally everything and anything, no matter how big or small. But at the same time, she was missing out on huge work opportunities, and it just wasn't realistic for anyone. I had to find a good balance between being physically present wherever I was. If I am with the kids, I need to be completely present, mind and body. And when I'm at work, I need to mostly do the same. Because being a parent doesn't ever actually shut off, says Kailyn. With Killer growing so quickly, it's hard to find time to be intentional with my relationship with Elijah. We have toddlers all the way up to teenagers, so finding any sort of childcare or energy after 5 p.m. isn't super realistic. So we are trying to be patient so we can make each other priorities in the coming years, Kailyn tells Kayfie Mom. Kailyn shares that it has not been easy for her to build a support system, and it's an ever-going work in progress. Luckily, I have my best friend in Elijah that I rely on regularly, but I also work with my best friend, so it creates blurred lines sometimes. Unfortunately, due to the nature of fame, I've run into some trust issues with certain people in my life, Kailyn says. I'm very protective of those I love and try to keep a close-knit inner circle so I know I can trust those around me. She's learned that she doesn't always attract people with pure intentions. For now, Kailyn's sticking with those who have been around for 10+ years, and she's careful about bringing new people into her life. We asked Kailyn how she stays grounded and what her self-care routine looks like. If you asked me this 5 years ago, I would have told you that I would travel for self-care when the kids went with their dads. Now, I travel more than ever for work and wish I could slow down. I don't have the free time for many hobbies, so when I have a minute, I want to be home and reading. Those two things mean everything to me right now, she tells us. I also recently got a Peloton treadmill. I'll circle back and let you know if it gets any use in the coming weeks, lol. Kailyn would love to see the KLR network develop and produce at least 5 shows over the next 5 years. She hopes the start and growth of her business inspire her own children to pursue their goals and dreams, whatever they may look like. She hopes that someday her kids will recognize that doing podcasts is more than just sitting behind a microphone, and that she actually worked really hard to get here. I think so often people say they should have gotten pregnant, so they could have XYZ that they see me having or doing. But so many people do not recognize a chance to propel themselves in other directions. But one thing is for sure, I did. I wasn't going to sit around waiting for something else to happen. I had to make things happen, Kailyn shares with Kaif Mom. As for Kailyn's personal goals, she would love to pursue law school when her twins enter kindergarten. Unfortunately and fortunately, after not having a single attorney lay eyes on my MTV contracts, I eventually got into the habit of spending money on lawyers who would have my back in future deals. That, along with being in and out of family court, sadly, sparked my interest in pursuing law. The timing just hasn't allowed for it yet. But I'll get there, Kailyn says. Her family goal is to see her kids happy and growing up to be functioning and contributing people within the community. She wants to continue being a support for her kids in all aspects and guide Isaac onto whatever path is meant for him, whether it be college or something else. I hope to continue to co-parent with Javi the best way we know how so that Lincoln can continue to be the best person he can be. I would love to get to a place of productivity with the co-parenting of Lux and Creed. They deserve that more than anything. And lastly, I hope that Elijah and I overcome any and all odds stacked against us for the well-being of our babies, Kailyn tells us.